All right, Shalom. First, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Racha, Kodash, double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. Um, just gonna, continue on, all right, in the, another edition of the Blessings of an Intelligent Man, okay, going into Wisdom of Solomon, the 8th chapter. But before I get into that, just wanted to speak a little bit on, the whole YouTube shutdown, okay, which that happened yesterday, and okay, let me put this on Do Not Disturb. Different brothers and elders, did videos on it, okay, and I just wanted to mention, because this whole YouTube shutdown thing is not the first time. It's happened a couple of times before, where YouTube has been down, worldwide, and of course we always ask, well, if it's, if it's such a, such a widely used platform, with so many different algorithms and robots and, so many different people who are constantly making sure that it's, because in order to keep such a high maintenance, high used website like YouTube running, you got to constantly have people making sure that everything is going good, so it doesn't crash, it doesn't get overcrowded and crash. So for it to go down for that long, especially that not being the first time that it's gone down like that, is a little suspicious, because whatever the problem is that caused it to go down, you should have been able to figure that out, but what it is that it's not like the system crashed or it just went down out of nowhere. No, all right, they use that as a smoke screen, and they take it down because every now and then they do a purge. Every now and then they have to shut it down, all right, in order to tag all our videos, man, tag all our channels, because you have constantly new people who are watching. You have new people that are starting to do videos. You have new channels that are being created, all right, and more videos are coming out, and it's hard for them to keep up with the amount of videos and the amount of channels, all right, that are coming out. So they want to process these quote unquote copyright claims, these guideline infractions, all right, guideline violations as they call them. They want to do all these different things in secret. So when they shut it down and they do this and they bring it back, it's hard to tell, because you know what I'm saying, you don't really know exactly what they did, all right, but different brothers and elders have been realizing that they've been getting their videos flagged, okay, since it came back. Emails, boom, boom, boom. Now I wouldn't be surprised if I get one, and then they say you can't upload videos on this channel or da-da-da, we're just gonna have to go to the backup channel, okay. But understanding that, just like as the point as brothers was saying, man, that's how quickly the Lord could bring the famine of the word. Easy, man, easy work. The Lord, look, man, Esau doesn't have a reason. He doesn't have to keep our videos up. If you think about it, Esau doesn't have to keep our videos up. He has all the justification he can push with his propaganda to really just purge every Israelite video off. And he could just say all of them are conspiracy theorists, or they're in quote unquote black supremacy group or a hate group, and we don't allow that on our platform, so shut it all down. They could do that, okay. They lose viewers, they lose activity on there concerning us, but they can do that. So now the question is, if they hate us so much and we're doing so much damage, why are we still up? Why hasn't YouTube just completely done a complete purge and just shut down all our videos, don't allow us to upload any more videos, all of that, because ultimately it's to fulfill prophecy, all right. When the Lord said so, all right, Amos 8:11, when the Lord says so, that's when the famine of the word is going to come. So the reason that the Lord hasn't put it in their minds just yet to shut all this down is because when he's not ready yet. When he's ready, all right, which what we're seeing is omens, okay, of what's to come. So when you watch these videos, man, you gotta understand something. These videos that we do, okay, these streams, and the different videos that we do, we don't want, once the famine of the word comes, we look, if I'm not doing a video right now, that doesn't mean I automatically forget everything concerning this truth, it's still in my mind. You know, we have the information. Okay, you just like at one point we needed to learn, which we're all still learning. But when you first come in, you need to learn the information. We already have the information. You know, so for those who watch the videos and they don't watch it, all right, for edification, they just watch it just to watch it, and you're not really learning anything from it. It's gonna affect you ultimately in the long run. Okay, because when all hell breaks loose, you see, you have a lot of people, all right, and we're gonna get into the subject, but you got a lot of people that flock towards drama videos. You know, they flock towards videos that go into, you know, yeah, drama and strife and debates and back and forth. And you find out this person committed adultery, and this elder said this, and this guy said this, but now he means this. You know what's gonna happen when all hell breaks loose? When they shut down the ability for you to watch those things, you're gonna be faced with real life scenarios. You're gonna be faced with the mark of the beast, all right, being implemented in your actual life. You're gonna be faced with famines. You're gonna be faced with food scarcity, martial law. You're gonna be faced with all those different things. Now, when that's happening to you and you're in a tough situation, do you think remembering what this brother said about this brother and what this brother did with this brother's wife is what's gonna keep you calm? That's not what's gonna keep you stable, man. Okay? Isaiah 33:6 is not talking about the entertainment you got from hearing this word. It's talking about knowing the actual breakdowns of these scriptures, man. And that's what's gonna help and guide you to know what kind of decisions to make. You have to put on the mind of the scriptures. So when you make your decisions, they're filtered via the scriptures. All right, but let's get into this, right? This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, continuing at chapter 8. It says, wisdom reacheth from one end to another mightily, and sweetly doth she order all things. I loved her and sought her out from my youth. I desired to make her my spouse, and I was a lover of her beauty. Okay, now, of course, it's not every sentence in here is literal. Okay, wisdom is personified, all right, and classified as a woman. Okay, sometimes she's referred to as a mother, as a wife, you know, as all these things. As the scriptures say, being many, she can do all things, or being one, she can do all things, roughly paraphrasing. All right, now Solomon, okay, King Solomon, the wisest man that lived. Okay, basically this is what he's writing about his experience with wisdom. Okay, and he's telling you, as we're gonna read, how valuable wisdom is, the blessings that came to him. Because when you read about Solomon, a lot of people know about Solomon because of all the gifts and the blessings he had. But what was the first thing he sought? Okay, what we're reading here in Wisdom of Solomon is almost like a millionaire's tutorial of how he became a millionaire. Okay, so it says, verse 3, in that she is conversant with God, she magnifieth her nobility. Yea, the Lord of all things himself loved her. Okay, so even the Lord, even Yahweh Hashem El Shai loves wisdom, man. That means that wisdom must be some good stuff, man. You know, it says, verse 4, for she is privy to the mysteries of the knowledge of God, and a lover of his work. So if you want to understand the mysteries, and where are the mysteries written? They're written of in the Bible. So if you want to understand the mysteries of the scriptures, you got to seek out wisdom. Okay, that's how you get the understanding of the scriptures. The scriptures say, with all thy getting, get understanding. Okay, it says, verse 5, if riches be a possession to be desired in this life, what is richer than wisdom that worketh all things? So for those who are not seeking wisdom, they're not wise, because people would rather seek carnal riches, all right, over wisdom. But when you look at the two of them, which one is more beneficial and which one is permanent? Okay, wisdom. And plus, wisdom can get you carnal riches, you know, but people are not able to see that. You see, a lot of people today want I want it now. I want it now. You know, you know, they want it now. They want it now. It's like, if it's not right here, if it's not quick, if it's not exactly what I want, they don't have patience, you know? And the scriptures tell you wisdom will try you, man. They might try to venture into it. They might try to you know, couple feet here and there, but then they'll realize that, yo, this ain't really working out for me because they're not willing to put in the labor. You're not gonna see the true effects of wisdom, the true benefits of wisdom, if you're not willing to go all out. All right. You know, hey, if you meet a good chick, you know, and you dealing with her, as the scriptures compare wisdom to a woman, you ain't gonna get it on the first day. You know, you can smooth talk your way out of it and all that, this, that, and the third day, you ain't getting shit. All right. You know what I'm saying? You got to quote unquote, you know, build that comfortability, you know, and then eventually, you know, one thing leads to another. So that's how wisdom is. She ain't just gonna give you the secrets right off the bat. No, she got to first find out, can she be comfortable with you? Can she trust you? All right. Are you gonna be a worthy investment? Okay. And the conscience of wisdom is Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Because just like the conscience of a woman will let her know whether to trust you, whether to open up to you or not, the conscience of wisdom is Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. They let wisdom know whether to trust you. All right? They let wisdom know whether to open up to you. Because remember, wisdom comes from Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. So if wisdom was a woman, her decisions are going to be based on the thoughts of that Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai think. You know, if the Lord thinks good thoughts towards you, wisdom will like you. It will cleave onto you. Okay? It says, verse 6, and if prudence work, who for all that are is a more cunning workman than she. If a man love righteousness, her labors are virtues. For she teacheth temperance and prudence, justice and fortitude, which are such things as men can have nothing more profitable in their life. So wisdom teaches you the most profitable things in life. All right. If you want to live look, man, if you want to live a life that's not stressful and difficult, learn. Okay. Learn how to live life. There's a way to live life. You know what I'm saying? There's a way to live life. All right. When you know more things and you understand more things, your life becomes much more simple. Okay. It becomes much more simple, man, because you can avoid certain situations. You know when to invest here. You know what to do. You know what to involve yourself in and what not to involve yourself in. Okay. And it all comes by knowing these things. It'll make your life easier when you understand things. You know, this is salvation of the elect. Proverbs 28 and 5. Evil men understand not judgment, but they that seek the Lord understand all things. When you seek the Lord, you will become wise. Exactly. All right. Ahmath, Proverbs 1 and 7. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction. And ultimately, that's why fools end up getting destroyed, man. Okay, because they don't take heed. All right, to the message of the Lord, man. See, wisdom will raise red flags when you see certain things that are not beneficial to you. Wisdom will raise red flags, and if you know and understand certain things, you'll know where to be, where not to be. Okay, you'll know how to make decisions, how not to make decisions. It's easy for us to make decisions because we're not going off of our own vain opinion. We go off of what the scriptures say. So when we make decisions, our mind goes into a certain zone where we filter it and we say, okay, how can we relate this to the scriptures as close as possible? And then judge it according to the scriptures. Like if the scriptures, all right, was to be personified as like a guru or as a man physically, all right, which we know it's Yahushua. But I mean, if I was to take the Bible, all right, and I was to put it right here and it would transform into a man, and I asked the Bible, yo, what do you think about da-da-da-da-da? What would the Bible say? You know, if the Bible was the person I could talk to, you know, yo, B. All right, now, but, you know, what do you think about this situation? Based on everything that's written in the Bible, okay, what kind of solution, what kind of answer would it give me? That's how you got to think when you go through certain situations, you know? That's why we read the scriptures so that we can best, you know, accumulate the knowledge and the way the scriptures think in our minds. So we think like the scriptures. And if you can think like the scriptures, then you ain't gonna have any problem making decisions in the times to come and in your day-to-day life. That's why it says wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times. You're gonna be stable because the scriptures have the answer to everything. So long as you know how to take whatever situation you're in put it into, you know what I'm saying, scriptural terms, and get a certain output or solution from it, you're gonna be good. You're gonna know how to make certain decisions, you know, because certain decisions, you know, are more difficult than others. It's not just plain out there, you know, like yes or no. Some of them are tricky. So you have to, you know, yes, you read the law and you also read about the different accounts. That's why the scriptures are not just laws. The scriptures are also different accounts of actions that men did and how they were justified. What did they do? How did the Lord react to such and such? These will all give you you know, a nice range of you know, a recommendation in your mind. Okay, how should I go about this situation? You know, because certain things are straight up there, but they're not expedient. So how would I go about a situation that's lawful but it's not expedient? You know, well, in the scriptures, there were men that went through situations that were lawful but weren't expedient. Okay, and they had to maneuver around it. So now you think about it. How did they do it? You know, what you know what I'm saying? What mindset were they going through? Were they being over righteous? Were they not being righteous enough? You know, did the Lord, was he happy with their decision? Was he not? You know, did they pray to the Lord first? You know, and if so, you know, these different things. So that's why for us making decisions, it's not difficult, because we don't lean on our own vain opinion. Your vain opinion will give you what ifs. You'll start second guessing because you ultimately don't know, but the scriptures know. So you go to the scriptures, you go to the source. All right. And that's why the understanding of it is very key and important. You can't make correct decisions if you don't understand how to use the decision maker. That's why the Lord gave us this, to comfort us, all right, and to direct us. All right. Yep. Wake Up the Dead 144. Wisdom of Solomon 10 and 12. She defendeth him from his enemies, and kept him safe from those that lay in wait. In a sore conflict, she gave him the victory, that he might know that goodness is stronger than all. Yep, that's right. Salvation of the elect, 1 Corinthians 3 and 19. For the wisdom of this world is foolishness with the Most High. For it is written, he taketh the wise in their own craftiness. Exactly. So if you try to live after your own, the scriptures say that there's a way that seemeth right unto a man, but the ender of his death. So ultimately, man, there might be certain decisions that may seem correct in your mind, but if you can't filter it through the actual correct way, you gonna end up in a bad position, man. All right, so let's keep going. Verse 8. It says, if a man desire much experience, she knoweth things of old. So Romans 15 and 4, what was written aforetime was written for our learning. So if you desire experience, because yes, experience is the best teacher, okay? But you can also read about experience, you know, which can give you a little bit of an edge, because yes, you know, times change, you know, vibrations change, but there's certain things that stay the same, you know, throughout all generations. And there's certain experiences that stay the same as well. Now, there's certain people, that's why you respect your elders, because they've gone through things that you haven't gone through. And they can tell you things that you don't know because they've experienced things that you haven't. All right. So when you read, and there's certain people that commit those experiences to writing. So when you read about what was written, okay, you can understand, okay, such and such wrote that when he went down this alleyway, there was a certain viper that just pulled up out of the building block somewhere and just bit his ass. And he was in the hospital for like 2 weeks and it didn't feel right. It didn't feel good. So, and this just for example's sake. So now you read about that. If you have to go down that alleyway, you're very, very cautious. You peek in the head, hold up, you see any snakes? No, nothing. All right, maybe you don't even go down that alleyway. You know, you go somewhere else. You know, but that was just an example showing you that sometimes, you know, you can read about certain things of old that'll give you an edge. You know, certain things are difficult to find out. You know, certain experiences are not good experiences. They teach you a good lesson, but they're not good experiences. It's not a good feel. So if somebody has already gone through that bad feel and they can tell you what the outcome of what you're looking for is, then why not? Read about it, learn about it. So you don't have to go through that bad experience just to find out. You know? It says, If a man desire much experience, she knoweth things of old, and conjectureth aright. All right, meaning she guesses correctly. Okay, it says what is to come, and that's what, that's prophecy. Okay, so when you have wisdom, not only do you know things of the past, you know things of the future. Not only do you know things of the future, you know things of the present. Okay, you know how to behave in this world. You need to. It's like trying to play a video game that's like an obstacle course. You gotta understand how the obstacle course works. Now, this may be your first time, so you might go, you might get hit a couple times. You might keep getting game overs. But what happens throughout all crash course video games? Eventually, you beat it, and it's progressive. You may first get to 5. You may complete 5% of the level, and then you got to start again. Then the next time you go, you do 10% of the level because you have the experience. You know what's gonna come within the first 5%. Then you know what's gonna come within the first 10%. Then it keeps on going like that because you experienced the loss, so now you know how to make it a win. All right, and that's by way of gaining that wisdom. Now, if somebody has already experienced that and they can tell you, hey, in the first 5%, expect this. All right, this can happen, da 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 da. Okay, now you have a heads up. So you might not get as much game overs. You might not have to redo the level as many times. Okay, but that's just an example of how wisdom works or how experience works. Okay, so like it says here, if a man desire much experience, she knoweth things of old, and conjectureth aright what is to come. She knoweth the subtleties of speech, and can expound dark sentences. All right, and what are some dark sentences and dark sayings? Majority of them, you'll find them in the scriptures, man, that people don't understand. The mark of the beast is actually one of them. People don't understand them. Now, because we have the wisdom of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, it's easy for us. But people who don't have that wisdom, it's difficult for them. They don't understand that. All right, that's why they're coming out saying bugged out things, man. They don't understand the mark of the beast. Okay, they don't understand the mystery of the Gentiles. That's why it's called a mystery. Okay, they don't understand a lot of things in the scriptures that are quote unquote dark sayings. But what? Through wisdom, we understood it, man. And how did we get that? Started with the fear of the Lord. Okay, so if you sit down and what's that? There's a song that's like count your blessings one by one. If you sit down and you actually start counting the benefits, okay, that you gain in this truth, you'll start to realize that this truth, yeah, sometimes it can feel burdensome, but it's really not. You got to think about it, because what we're going through, okay, aside from the persecution and stuff, people in the world go through that and worse, because we're all still in the same world. But the difference is we know that this is not permanent. That is we have hope, and that is a big turn, because there's people that are catching hell that don't think that there's gonna be a way out. What do you think happens to somebody like that? They don't have hope, and if they don't have hope, then they lose the point of living. In their mind, they're like, what's the point of living? Am I just gonna do this forever? And then eventually they just conform to society, because they don't hold on any longer, because they're like, why should I keep holding on? The whole world is wicked. Why should I strive for righteousness? What am I gonna get for being righteous? You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't understand these things. They don't know that this is temporary. They don't know what's about to hit this place. All right. They don't know how to move in the world. They don't have the protection that we do. The scriptures say that the Lord's angels encamp around about us and we're protected. They don't have that. So they're just out there. They don't have a hedge of protection. All right. A lot of them don't even know how to pray. Okay. So think about it, man. We all in this world, but certain situations we would get delivered out of, as where somebody in the world wouldn't. So that's a blessing, and that's because what? We have this truth. So yeah, we have this truth, and it is a blessing because we still get our daily bread. You got to think about it, man. When you start working for the Lord, He's gonna take care of you. Because if you're working for Him, if you're an employee, He's responsible for you. For your well-being. So He's going to take care of you because you're working for Him. But these people out there, they're not working for the Lord, man. So why should he's not obligated to take care of them. All right. So, what I'm saying? The Lord got us with a meal plan. He got us protected. And all we got to do is just do His job. And then after that, we're going to get the real, rewards, man. But it all starts off small, You know, you got people that grind, all right, as they call it, they grind in this world. Man, I mean, you got people that leave the house at like 5 a.m., don't come home till like late at night, and they just keep doing it 7 days a week. The grind for the Lord is not that. Lord ain't saying wake up at 5 a.m. and do 24 hours worth of videos every day. You know, there's a certain portion, all right, of the spirit the Lord gives all of us, so long as we're edifying and feeding his sheep, you know? But look at how much greater of a reward we're going to get. And we're not even, quote unquote, grinding as these people in the world. You know, the Lord's yoke isn't too heavy that you can't bear it. It's not burdensome to the point where you can't do anything at all. The Lord gives you leeway to still do things in your life. All right? He doesn't say I want 12 hours of your day. He doesn't say I want 18 hours of your day. Okay? He just gave us a job and he said, get it done. He gives you time to spend with your woman or your family or leisure time or whatever the case may be. You know? So as long as you figure out your balance, man, you're going to be straight. You know, you're going to be good. Let's keep going. It says, verse 9. Let's see how much time I got. All right. It says, finishing at verse 8. She foreseeth signs and wonders and the events of seasons and times. Therefore, hey, even going into because you understand that when you come into this truth, you know, you pick up on a lot of traits and attributes that you don't necessarily notice. You know, for example, when you come into this truth, and it may seem just normal as you're doing it, but you learn to become a better teacher. You learn to speak better. You learn to read better. You know, you might come in and you might not be the best at reading, but every day you reading, you know what I'm saying? Whether you reading scriptures or you're reading at camp, you're doing it over and over and over again. Your reading improves, you know? Your knowledge improves. You start to know more about geography. You know more about history, all right? You know more about prophecy. You know more about words. You know the meaning of words. Here it is. You might not have had a big vocabulary, but now you out here going into words, into different languages. You learn in different languages, okay? When you say Yahweh Shem Yahushai, that's a different language. You know, when you say the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew, that's a different language. You know, the Thawadas and the Salakias and the Ayandabar and the Barakatha, those are all Hebrew. That's a different language. You know, Karagma, that's a different language. You know, personally, I used to hate studying, man. Studying was not the thing for me. I didn't even know why that word existed. All right. When I was in the world, man, you don't even mention that word to me. It just never happened. No, you know, I would just go to class, pay attention in class, and just pass the test. For me to actually go home and open my book and review what we went over in class, man, nah, that was foreign to me. It was different. You speaking a different language, bro. And I'm not trying to learn that language, you know. But when I came into this truth, man, it was a complete flip, man. You know, I'm like, oh, this is what studying is. You know what I'm saying? Like, you first find out, oh shit, you know, like, it's not bad, you know. But it's all based on what exactly it is that you are studying. In school, man, the things they force down your throat is not something you necessarily even care about. You just do it because you're in school and you got to get it over with, you know. But this is something that when you come into this truth, man, you're like, oh shit, I'm actually studying. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm actually I'm staying at home reading different books. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm reading different books. I'm doing research. I'm learning about archaeology. Since when? You know, you know. You learn how to read people's spirits, okay? You learn about the herbs, you know, you research, you learn, okay, what does this mean? How does this work with this? You know, you meet different people, you know, you meet different brothers, all right? You build different bonds. These are all things that come with this truth, man. So it's not like, hey, you got to thank the Lord because this is a blessing. You think differently, man. You become more compassionate, you know, you become more brotherly. If you used to be selfish and grimy in the world, that spirit goes away, man. If you used to be very, very sick in the world, that spirit starts to go away, man. You know? So the Lord, yeah, you know, he breaks us down when we first come in, but that's to purge out all the dirty stuff, all right, away, and to replace those things with better things, man. Okay, so there's a lot that you gain with this truth, man. All right, and a lot of it happens subconsciously. A lot of it happens without you realizing. You know, and then you start to realize even just explaining something in the world to somebody, you can help them understand it. You know, you're like, you real good at explaining that, man. Oh shit, you know, it's experience. You know, people ask, yo, how you memorize, you know, how do you just call these scriptures like, oh, this scripture is talking about, you know, because people get amazed at that. You know, people when they hear us going to the scriptures, you know, this scripture, because you can just quote scriptures, but we know exactly what we're looking for when we say that. When we say, oh, Job 9:24, we know what's in Job 9:24. That's why we're calling for Job 9:24. All right. And people look at that like, oh shit, you know, but we do it every day. We do it all the time. Okay, so it becomes a part of us. And really that shows you, man, that these people are full of it, man. How you got, I'm sorry, if you're supposed to be a pastor and you're supposed to love the Most High, that shouldn't come as a shock to you. You should be able to do it too. Okay, but they're not able to do it because they don't read the scriptures and they don't study the scriptures and they don't have wisdom. Okay, if you ask them how to roll a blunt, man, I mean, dudes will pull 5 out of nowhere, you know what I'm saying? Flip the joint up in the air, you know what I'm saying? Land on their tongue while, you know, and then they roll that thing, I don't even know how they do it, but they do it, you know? They're like, yo, let me show you it's art, you know what I'm saying? You gotta, you know what I'm saying? Like some anime type joint. And they do it quick, couple seconds, done. You know, I might have been over exaggerating that a bit, but I'm just saying, you know, when it comes to things of the world, they on it. And the scriptures tell you that what? They're swift to do mischief, all right, but to do good they have no knowledge. How many children did Abraham have? Or how many children did Isaac have? You know, how many sons did Jacob have? What's like 25 or something like that? I know Michael, Malachi, not Michael. I'm like, bro, you know what I'm saying? But you ask them something about the world, oh yeah. They'll give you the details, you know what I'm saying? They become automatic historians. Ask them something about the world. They become automatic historians. Ask them about their favorite celebrity. She was born on this day. Her grandfather's middle name was this. Her auntie moved from Japan over here. She's really part Moab. And you know what I'm saying? They'll give you all those information because that's where they invest their time and their spirit, man. They got the wisdom of this world. And that's why the scriptures say the wisdom of this world is foolishness with the Most High. Because somebody could be knowledgeable in this world, but we don't look at that as beneficial. If somebody tries, here it is, they trying to expound to you on, you know, I don't even know, freaking, I don't know, Cardi B's uncle, you know, and they telling you the details, like they took time to study this thing. To us, we looking at you like, bro, what? You know, because that's wisdom of this world. There's a lot of things that these people know in this world, but it's foolishness to us. You know, you hear these people mention and they going in, but it's foolishness onto us, man. Okay. All right, this is salvation of the elect, Ephesians 3:19. And to know, it says, and to know love of Hamashiach, which passeth knowledge, that ye might fulfill with all the fullness of the Most High. All right, this is Yasharal the chosen, Shalom, Jeremiah 4:22. For my people is foolish, they have not known me. They are sottish children, meaning they are stupid because they invest their time in stupidity. All right, and they have none understanding. There it is. That's the one. Yep. They are wise to do evil, but to do good, they have no knowledge. You know, so they'll gain wisdom on the left-hand side. You know, they'll learn how to do all these things. They'll learn how to cook crack and bake crack and all this stuff on the left-hand side. But when it comes to the things on the right hand, the things of the scriptures, you know, they have no knowledge of it. But this is what's gonna pertain, all right, or lead you onto salvation. All right. It says, verse 9, therefore I propose to take her to me to live with me, knowing that she would be a counselor of good things and a comfort in cares and grief. All right. For her sake, I shall have estimation among the multitude and honor with the elders, though I be young. Okay. Because why don't, you know, like when I'll give you an example, when like, you know, that the parents will tell the child, yo, you know, the grown-ups are talking kind of thing, you know, or you go to your room, you know, because they want to have that talk. Why don't elders want kids around when they're talking? Because what is a child going to contribute to an elder's conversation? You know, you got to think about it. You know, a child, daddy, what does that mean? You know, what are they really going to contribute? Right? But like Solomon was saying here, okay, it says, and honor with elders, though I be young. An example being, and this is spirit because Yahushua was an example of that. When he was what, 12 in the temple, the doctors of the law, the scribes and the Pharisees that were in there, they were amazed at how he was breaking down those scriptures because he was so young. They didn't expect him. Of course, you know, he was a man, all right, but they didn't expect him to know that much. But what? Through wisdom, okay, he gained honor with the elders, though he was young. It was through wisdom, because they're like, you don't expect that from a youngin. You don't expect that from a young man or a child, because what? They're young, and it's typical that what did Paul say? When I was a child, I spake as a child. All right, so they, of course, they know there's a certain age where you put away childish things, and that's when you start to grow and you start to speak more maturely. But to be at such a young age speaking maturely like that, it's like, oh shoot, hold up. You know what I'm saying? Let's hear what you got to say. You know, maybe we could learn a couple things. You know, that's how they were looking at Yahushua. All right, because there's wisdom that's on a certain level that you just can't refute it. You know, there's certain things that somebody might say to you, and it doesn't matter who it's coming from. It's just what they said is so on point that it's just like, damn, hold up, I need to, you know what I'm saying? Like I need to hear this one. Yeah, I need to hear some more. You know, that's just how wisdom works, man. Because it's not the individual necessarily, but it's what they said. You know, it's the wisdom that dwells within them. Okay? It says, verse 11, I shall be found of a quick conceit in judgment, and shall be admired in the sight of great men. When I hold my tongue, they shall abide my leisure. I'll give you an example. Wisdom gives answers, right? Why do you think Google is so famous, all right? And it's so widely known? Because whenever anybody's looking for something, information-wise, they go on what? Google. You know, www. Or what does this mean? How do you do this? What is that? So Google is very important to a lot of people because what? Google gives a lot of people answers to a lot of things. Okay? They can easily just go in there and type da. Now, you can think of us as the spiritual Google, okay? Because when all hell breaks loose, these people are going to be looking for that spiritual Google. They're going to be looking, yo, well, what do we do? What is the mark of the beast? You know? Is it the chip? Because it might not matter now, but when they actually present it to you, you're going to be very, very anxious and you know, bugging out because you're going to want to know, like, yo, is it actually, I need to know 100%, are you sure it's not the chip? Because if I take this chip, you know, you're going to have people who believed their leaders, congregation that believed their leaders that it wasn't the chip. Oh yeah, nah, it's not the chip. What you talking about? Until it's in front of them, and now they're about to take it. And that's when they actually get, yo, I need to know, are you sure it's not the chip? Because I'm about to take this thing, man. And I've been hearing things, Great Millstone, they be saying, you know what I'm saying? They said it's, you know what I'm saying? Because they want to be assured because now it's actually right in front of them. You know, because once you make that decision, you can't turn back. Okay? So they can say what they say now, but when it's faced with you face to face, it's a different, you know what I'm saying? It's a different kind of thing. Then they're going to be looking for us. You know, Amos 8 and 12. They shall wander from sea to sea. They're going to be looking, yo, you know what I'm saying? You know, like, well, what do we do? What's going on? You know? It says, verse 12, when I hold my tongue, they shall bide my leisure, and when I speak, they shall give a good ear unto me. If I talk much, they shall lay their hands upon their mouth. Why? Because they're trying to absorb that information. Okay? It says, moreover, by the means of her, I shall obtain immortality. All right? And that's spiritual because we are going to obtain immortality, all right, literally, all right, through wisdom. Okay? This is the path that leads us to immortality. It says, and leave behind me an everlasting memorial to them that come after me. I shall set the people in order, and the nations shall be subject unto me. Horrible tyrants shall be afraid when they do but hear of me. I shall be found good among the multitude, and valiant in war. After I am come into mine house, I will repose myself with her. Repose meaning to rest, all right, with wisdom. For her conversation hath no bitterness, and to live with her hath no sorrow, but mirth and joy. So that's why you don't see us all stressed, man. Yeah, we know we catch hell, we're in this world, but we're not really, we're not stressed to the point of ripping the hairs out of our head, because we understand, we have wisdom. We dwell with the wisdom of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. There's certain times you get vexed. Yeah, you get vexed. You see certain things that vex you, but sometimes it's hard to stay vexed because you know what it is. You know why it's happening. You understand it. So it's like, it's hard to, you know who to blame. You know what it is. So you can't just stay vexed because you understand what it is. You're like, damn, like, I want to be mad, but like, you know what I'm saying? What am I going to do? But understanding calms you down. See, not knowing gets people panicky. Not knowing gets people like, yo, like, like what's going on? I don't know. People do not want to not know things. Fearing, all right? That's why, for example, people fear death, because they don't know what comes after. All right? They really fear the unknown. But see, we know. So why should we fear? All right? That's why the only one we fear is Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. And that's how we gain all this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. All right? It says, verse 17, now when I considered these things in myself and pondered them in mine heart, how that to be allied with unto wisdom is immortality. So when Solomon found out that the key to immortality is to be allied with wisdom, what did he do? Did he go and watch drama videos and debate videos? Let's see what he did. And great pleasure it is to have her friendship, and in the works of her hands are infinite riches, and in the exercise of confidence with her, prudence, and in talking with her a good report. I went about seeking how to take her to me. All right. So Solomon went about seeking wisdom because he saw, it's like watching a commercial and seeing all the benefits. Oh, and it can do this and it can do that and it can do this. What are you going to do? You're going to be like, I need to get me one of those. You're going to look at it. You're going to be like, damn, your eyes are going to go open. You're going to be like, wow, damn, I want that. I want that. So what are you going to do? You're going to go for that, man. All right. Yasharal the chosen, Job 28 and 28. And unto man he said, behold, the fear of the Lord, that is wisdom, and to depart from evil is understanding. That's right. Okay. GMS Idan Taza Yawan 3, Proverbs 14 and 29. He that is slow to wrath is of great understanding, but he that is hasty in spirit exalteth folly. All right. And that's also a good point, man, because if you slow to wrath, you do have understanding, because why do you think ultimately Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai is so long suffering? It doesn't mean you don't get angry. All right. But you got to think, man, because anger is a poison. All right. That's why the scriptures say, be angry and sin not, because when you get angry, you're not necessarily in your full right mind. Now, there's indignation, righteous anger, but there's also anger that comes from emotions. All right. Emotions and logic are like, what makes sense? What do I feel like I want to do? What do I want to do because I'm hurt? And what should I do? So that's why you always got to, it's good to be long suffering because you consider the consequences. I'm mad as hell. But if I punch this individual in the face, is that going to lead to the best outcome? It will satisfy my anger, but what will it do? It's going to bring more trouble on me, Salvation of the elect. Yesterday when YouTube shut down, shows you how wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of the times is important. Hey, exactly, because when YouTube shut down, we weren't bugging. We weren't like, oh my gosh, YouTube is down. Yeah, we were like, yo, if this is this finally the family of the world, like if it is, all right, let's get it popping, because what are we supposed to buck out over? If YouTube shut down, like we said, man, we got the oil. We don't have to go and buy it. We got the oil. So if YouTube, so we're waiting for that time to come. We're prepared and we're waiting and looking on to the coming of that day. It's not like, shit, you know what I'm saying? I knew I should have got that oil, man. Ah, damn. I was planning to go tomorrow afternoon, but something came up and nah, I can't get it. Nah, we already got it, man. And Lord willing, the Lord keeps the spirit on us to keep it. Okay, because we gonna need it, man. The truth, all right, the information of the scriptures is not something. That's why it says don't put off the Lord day to day. Ain't something that I'll do it tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Or I'll you got to get it now, man. All right, you got to get it now while it's hot. If you don't get it, all right, if you don't get these key breakdowns, you don't know the name of the Lord, you don't, and you know what comes with also watching the videos, man? It's more than just breakdowns. It comes with faith as well. Hearing these words, all right, and brothers breaking down the scriptures and different testimonies and different videos and chariot videos and all of that, collectively, that builds your faith, all right? You can know the book from A to Z, but if you don't have faith, that's going to come back to bite you in the ass. You got to have faith. And that comes by watching these videos and actually living the scriptures. But you got to know how to do that. So there's a lot of things that happen to you, all right, when you watch videos and you learn. And if you are not doing that, you are not going to grow. And if you are not going to grow, when that time comes, man, your house is going to be blown somewhere, man, completely annihilated. All right. Yeah, a lot of us thought it was the internet, but then, you start hearing things. Oh, mine is down too. You're like, oh yeah, YouTube is doing something behind the scenes. All right. Yep. Hey, but you know what though? The Lord ultimately knows how to, like, the Lord is not going to set up a famine of the word, because a famine of the word doesn't mean that the truth just doesn't exist anymore. Like it just because we gonna have it, and those that listen are gonna have it. A famine means it's gonna be scarce. All right. It's gonna be a shortage of it. You're not gonna have access to it. It's there, but you're not gonna have access to it. The breakdowns, the mark of the beast breakdown is not gonna disappear from existence. It's gonna be there, but it's gonna be with those that know it. Those that don't know it are not gonna have access to it. If you're not of the Lord's elect and He doesn't have mercy on you, you're not gonna have access to the information. The information is gonna be there, but you're not gonna have access to it, because we commit the knowledge from our minds to video format. If they take those videos formats away, how are you gonna get the knowledge that's in here? All right. We don't go to every individual's house and every individual's, home and tell them, hey, da. That's why we do what we're doing now, or what I'm doing now. Okay. So that whoever it is can come across it and gain the information. So one man can edify thousands. All right. And like that. Now, when they take those videos down and you don't see us on the highways and byways anymore, now really think about it. How are you going to get the answers to these scriptures? You do realize you can't just Google the breakdowns, right? When I first came into the truth, there were certain breakdowns, and I realized that I was like, yo, I tried to type it in Google and I couldn't find it. All right, because Google doesn't have the answers to the scriptures, man. Okay, it starts with our elders and apostles on down. If you don't hear it here, you ain't gonna get it. I was like, yo, I'm looking for this, I can't find it. I'm like, damn. Like, I really have, if I don't find a video on it, or find a brother or an elder who knows it, get in contact with them, I'm not getting this information. There's no way I'm gonna get this information. So you got to think about that. That's what it's going to be like during the famine of the word, man. But see, the thing is, it's going to be worse because there's going to be action. All right, there's going to be action going on, and a lot of people's hearts are going to be racing because they're going to be like, I'm not prepared. Yahshua the Chosen. 1 Corinthians 3:19. For the wisdom of this world is foolishness with God, for it is written, He taketh the wise in their own craftiness. Exactly, it's foolishness with them. So you may know. I'm telling you, man. A lot of people are gonna bug out. There's gonna be a lot of people that know they're Israelites, but they're gonna be bugging the hell out, man. Okay, because knowing you're an Israelite does not mean you're gonna be saved. It's a step closer, but listen, the truth, all right, is a doctrine. When Yahushua was on the scene, He was teaching the truth. They already knew they were Israelites, okay? But He was teaching them the way to salvation. So I want to follow this group. I want to watch these guys. They're talking about marriage. I love marriage and family bonding. Was that what Yahweh Shai was teaching? When the family of the word hits, is family bonding and marriage going to deliver you? When the family, I mean, you got to think about it. When you starving to death, all right, is you thinking about a debate? Damn, them brothers cut, man, he sliced that dude, man. You know what I'm saying? You remember when he said this and he said, that's not what's going to, hey, reading the book of Maccabees, man. How did Judas, all right, encourage those that were with him to fight? He was calling to remembrance the things of old that the Father, all right, had done for us. He was calling to remembrance the great men of old that trusted in the Lord. These are things that you need to know. These are things that are going to build your faith, man. Remembering the things the Lord did for us, how he fought for us, how he stood for us. Understanding what that means. Knowing who the Lord is. All right, knowing how to call on the Lord. Mimicking what the men of old did, all right, that pleased the Lord. You got to know these things, man. If you don't know this, man, and you worried about some folly, the Lord ain't interested in folly, man. All right? So let's finish it off here real quick, and we'll get a few precepts and close it out. So, Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 8, verse 19. So Solomon said after he found all this out, he went to what? He went to seek wisdom, how to take her to him. Verse 19, for I was a witty child and had a good spirit. Yea, rather being good, I came into a body undefiled. And that's spiritual because a part of judgment through reincarnation is the Lord could bring you up in a messed up body. He could bring your spirit back in a crippled body. He could bring your spirit back in the body and get paralyzed. He can bring your spirit back in the body. You have cerebral palsy. Okay. But like Solomon said, I had a good spirit, yea, rather being good, I came into a body undefiled. All right. It says, nevertheless, when I perceived that I could not otherwise obtain her, except the Most High give her me, and that was a point of wisdom, also to know whose gift she was. I prayed unto the Lord and besought him, and with my whole heart I said, and then it goes into the 9th chapter, all right, as to how the prayer and what Solomon asked for in order to obtain the wisdom the Lord blessed him with, man. Okay, and very, very, very soon, man, our investment in this truth is going to pay off, man. Okay, the Lord is definitely who you want to invest with. Okay, people weren't worried about stocks and all that, man. This truth is the most valuable stock that you want to invest in. All right, so let's read a couple of these. This is Yasharallah the Chosen, Jeremiah 15:1. Then said the Lord unto me, though Moses and Samuel stood before me, yet my mind could not be toward this people. Cast them out of my spirit, let them go forth. Verse 2, and it shall come to pass, if they say unto thee, whither shall we go forth? Then thou shalt tell them, thus saith the Lord, such as are for death to death, and such as are for the sword to the sword, and such as are for the famine to the famine, and such as are for the captivity to the captivity. You see? And they're going to be like, whoa, wait, hold up. What do you mean? Well, the only thing you're pronouncing is death, death and destruction. How do I get out of it? You're going to say, bro, the time of getting out of it is past. Now is the time of the sentences. Yo, what's going on? What do we do? All right, so there's some martial law troops right there. That's you go meet them, go greet them, because they're coming for you. The Lord is just going to be issuing out the death sentences, man. And people are going to be like, yo, wait, hold up. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't even get a chance to, what do you mean you don't get a chance? 2 Ezra 9 and 13. You had a chance. You had liberty, but you despised it. All right. Jeremiah 15:3, and I will appoint over them 4 kinds, saith the Lord, the sword to slay, the dogs to tear, the fowls of heaven, and the beasts of the earth to devour and destroy. All right, and that's the judgment the Lord is bringing to this place, man. Okay. So we'll finish it off with this. Ecclesiasticus 2 and 10. Look at the generations of old and see, did any trust in the Lord and was confounded? Or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken? Or whom did he ever despise that called upon him? All right. So you got to do what's pleasing to the Lord at the end of the day, man. It's not difficult, but you have to do the will of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. It doesn't work. It's not a one-way street. You don't get to do what you want and the Lord delivers you. No, you do what the Lord wants and then he delivers you, man. All right. You scratch the Lord's back, he's going to scratch yours. Okay, you serve the Lord, he got your back. All right, so with that, I'm ended off here. Lord willing, you were edified. All right, stay in the spirit, study, grow, and just get it while you can, man. Because the time is very, very, very short as we approach this dark winter. All right, so with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kodash. Until next time, Shalom.